Hi, Collective. It's Shana. Let me do that again. Archangel Michael, I ask that you preside over this reading. I ask that you protect me and my collective as we channel, transmute, and harmonize the energy for the highest good. Ashe, Ashe, Collective. Collective, I put that there because don't those two colors look beautiful with that card? Okay? And this is a beautiful card. That is something about that eyeball. Okay, especially when you're looking at it in the camera as opposed to looking at the actual card. Okay, yeah, it's something about it. Maybe that color is important. Okay, all right, Archangel, Collective, let's get in another reflections. Okay, a simple read, 1 to 3 card splash. Okay, like a drop of water in an ocean. Okay, so let's sail, so to speak. Okay. I wish I had like a little drop of water sound. Maybe I'll work on that and see. Okay, Collective, I'm like a big child. Okay, at heart, I really am. I've always been that way. Okay, and people have done all kinds of horrible things to me, okay? Trying to beat it out me, Collective, like the color purple. They wanted to beat it out me, okay? All right, Collective, it was something I wanted to say. Oh, yeah, Collective, before we get... Let's pull the cards first. All right, Archangel Michael, give me 1 to 3 cards for this splash. Y'all, these are hard reads, okay? And, it's something about the wee hours of the morning, okay? So my voice may crack because it's early in the morning, okay? This is the best time to do these because it's like they don't open up. Hopefully they're open, okay? We got 3 cards. Thank you. I don't know if that said waiter or water. Thank you very much. Okay, I guess they say hurry up and talk and get it over with, okay? Collective, the funny thing that happened to me, I think it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday, okay? And I guess it didn't happen to me, okay? I went out seeking it, okay? But look, it's in reference to that number that keeps coming out. The 2082. 2082, right? I can't remember what triggered me to go down this path, okay? But I was triggered. And upon going down the path, I discovered something, okay? And this is back at Granitesville, South Carolina, okay? Because I was looking for something connection to me, right? And I feel like a lot of this stuff that's been going on is connected to me as well because of the people involved. But I called one number. I believe I called one of the people's names that came out in the Dakar Thompson's video, okay? It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know, Collective. It's something very strange going on, okay? I don't know what it is, but it's something very strange. It's something like the I don't know what you would call like the ether fabric of the Matrix. It's being like tampered with. It's like breaches or something. And we're all getting access to manipulate it, Collective. I don't know what's going on, okay? But look, I called this number because I said I was going to ask for either of 2 names. And I was going to listen for their response, okay? And even if they didn't give a response, I'm listening. It's almost like I can see the reaction through the sound, if that makes sense, collective, okay? Like some people can say, it's sort of like when people say, oh, that's a black person. And some people be like, how do you know? Or that's a white person. It's like, how do you know? You hear it, right? But there's other ways to use it as well, okay? All right, but pretty much, I called. It could very well, with that last reading coming out saying your sister's living in your home with Granitesville, right? I could have very well called the home that this sister of mine is in, collective, okay? Now, the name that came out in the Dakara Thompson's video was my sister's name, okay? But there could also be another person with this name, okay? Of course there is, right? But that is involved. But collective, the funny part, I said, let me call. I'm going to ask for either of these two names and see how this person responds, right? Or if they respond, right? So I called, right? This was a white woman, okay? And based on her voice, she sounded like to me, you know, like she might use something, right? Might be meth or something, right? I don't know why I was getting that vibe, okay? But, so it's like it lets me know that everybody's been given my number, possibly like in a memo or a dossier or something, collective, okay? And my phone number, right? And everything else. They have like a file, that's what it is, like going out around me. They passed it out, and many of us, collective, okay, about all our information. And everyone involved, they get that info, right? And, you know, and that's a part of the whole Truman Show, right? They like monkeys, collective, getting paid in peanuts. That's why the card keep coming out, okay? But look, and you here to help these people and just help. Yeah, collective. That's neither here nor there, right? But look, when I called, I can't remember if I said something first. Yeah, I did. I said hi, right? And the person, I said hi. Can I? Or something, and then all of a sudden I heard him say, oh, like they wanted to say, oh, shh, right? And they hung up. And I said, okay. I waited for a few seconds. I said, I'm call right back. So I called right back, right? And I said, hi again. Can I speak to, and before I could finish, she said, you got the wrong number. I said, oh, okay. I said, even before I asked the name, right? You say, I got the wrong number or whatever I said, right? And she was like, yeah, you got the wrong number, right? And I said, I just wanted to ask if, you know, such and such, and I didn't say the name of anyone, right? I wanted to ask if someone, you know, such and such gave me this, something I said, like someone gave me this number for someone, right? And, yeah, I said, okay. I said, okay, well, thank you very much. Okay, but they were quick to get off the phone. So I literally had these people's full address, collective, okay? Oh, Lord, this is crazy. My sister could very well live there. I don't know. Maybe she lives there. I got to get a Google on this address to see what the environment looks like, okay? Maybe my sister already got thrown out the house, right? That she stole from me, and now she's living there with this person, both of them possibly doing meth. That's what it sounds like, collective. Okay, but I don't know. But that's the funny part, collective. I don't know, collective, why the divine and my ancestors, they keep putting me in the awkwardest situations, and I'm not gonna blame y'all completely, okay? But it's like the strangest stuff, and it's almost like they're really challenging fear for me, okay? Because I think about when my mom was living, and after she passed, I realized all the fear I was carrying around, and it became repulsive to me, collective. I got to a point where, soon after she passed, I got to a point where I just started chipping away at the whole fear thing, collective. All right, so that's why I feel like this is why they're challenging me. It's all about my confidence. And many of you as well, okay? They like, look, we already got an outcome in store. It's like the key is that you have to, and we have to stay in tune with the frequency, because the divine plan or the outcome is never going to change, right? But our perception changes, right? That's why they keep coming in trying to trick us, because then that causes us to fall out of alignment, right? So that's the key. All right, but I wanted to say something else, collective. But yeah, so the truth is always the truth. So the big thing is that, are you going to remain fearless, okay? Fearless enough. I feel like in this day and time, okay, you're too valuable as star seeds, okay? With all this wickedness in the world, you're just too valuable. Okay, not to say that there aren't star seeds who have lost their lives, okay? All right, collective. But yeah, I located these people. I don't know. I would love to speak to this officer one day, right? Because look, this agent, should I say? Because look, the last video, and then we're gonna get started. Excuse me, and that's really what I wanted to talk about. When the card in the deck, I said, where'd the card go? It flipped or something, right? As I was putting the cards away and I had the deck together, I looked and saw it was undercover cop agent, okay? So these people got some trouble, collective. This agent knows, because this agent knows more than we do, okay? He or she, and I feel like it's a he though, they have the pieces of the puzzle and they're just looking to put them together. It's a complex puzzle. It's like not one of those big baby puzzles, right? It's like one of those 500 pieces, right? Okay, but it's beautiful when it's finished. But yeah, it's very hard when you're getting started. Okay, and I don't feel like this person's getting started. I feel like they're wrapping it up, collective. Okay, all right, let's get into the actual read, collective. Because that undercover agent, they'll stop at nothing, I'm telling you. They'll stop. It's like, oh, wow, collective, that's funny. You know what I'm getting with that undercover agent? I don't feel like they're a police officer, but they could be, okay? I'm getting RoboCop. Collective, you know how that RoboCop, he protected that Sarah O'Connor, I think her name was, right? Collective, I sound like my mother. Or the woman I feel like is my mother. Or whoever, collective. Yeah. But he protected her at all costs, okay? He wasn't playing it. And whoever this person is, and I don't know, maybe it is a situation like that. Or whoever you are, maybe you're the guy and your protector is a fierce, ferocious woman agent, okay? All right, collective, let's get started. All right, what is the first splash? I know y'all like me making this noise. It helps me. I don't know, some sort of, I don't know. Oh my goodness, this guy is back. I don't know why the same cards keep coming out here. Maybe we're going to have to do a read on some of these reflections, okay? And maybe we'll give it a name, okay? Like a reflections, clarifications. Reflections, expectations, something like that. Okay. All right, but we have this traveler guy back. There's something we missed. I feel like this guy has a gangster element, okay, so to speak. I feel like there's some there's like an insidiousness back there somewhere. Okay, and he's not a tall guy. I feel like he likes to drink a particular drink. I see him going to the bar, okay? I don't know what that is up there. Maybe it's the side of his face, but or he has really, really, forgive me, really, really big ears. Okay, I don't know if that's ears right there. Okay, what is that? Let me see. I'm an ear person, collective. I don't know. People say people have fetishes, right? And it's not a fetish, but there's something about ears for me. It's always been. I can tell a lot about people sometimes. Some people don't like small ears. I love small eared people, okay? But for me, you have to be very careful with them, okay? They're very resolved, okay? And they're very strong, I feel. Very strong-willed, and they're just strong, collective, possibly in the physicality, right? But these people can be very angry, They can get very angry, okay? That's why I think it's important. I say these people like they're different. I don't know, collective, okay? Okay, but they can get angry or something. Or it indicates that they have a temper, possibly. Okay, and if they haven't balanced themselves out that point in their lives, that's something you might want to think about, okay? But I feel like they're also very talented, okay? But I think he has the opposite of that. There's something about this person's ears. Maybe it's not an ear, but it's something about his ears, okay? Maybe the ears get irritated or something. All right, but I feel like this man is like in Mexico for some reason, okay? Or South America. It says seeker of horizons, adventurer, experience, long journey. So he's definitely going on a long journey. Okay, maybe he's retired as well. But I feel like there's some sort of side hustle or something that's really the money maker in this person's life, right? This is the kind of person that works to cover up their real, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where they're going, but I do feel like they're in South America or somewhere. I guess Mexico's in South America. It's a collective. I am so ignorant when it comes to the map. It's just shameful, okay? Yeah, I have to work on that. He's going to visit someone. Okay, I don't know. He may not stay at the person's home. He may go to a hotel. I feel like he's going to make a deal or something. But before this deal, I feel like they're going out to drink or something at some small pub or something, collective. I don't know why he's back here. Because I don't have a lot on this guy. Other than maybe he's I'm sure that these characters come out. They're some of the people that's been in these readings, okay? Because like I said, they don't play around with any reading, okay? So every reading has some form of information in it. Okay, so this is possibly, maybe it's a retired judge. We had the judge in the last reading, and it just had a feeling in my chest, okay? Seeker of horizons, adventurer. Maybe someone's getting away, or they feel like they're getting away. Or maybe this is someone's pondering or how they're going to get away, okay? Maybe they have it planned. I'm getting South America. I wish I could clarify. Let's see, I did say we could clarify in some other readings with the bottom of the deck. I might have said it in here. Let's clarify this guy. Show me something in this card that reflects. What is this man doing over here? Oh my goodness, collective, I told you. He's up to some nefarious activity. He could be going there to visit and see someone that's arrested there too. But either way, he's involved in something nefarious. What does it say? Criminal. Transgressor of justice. Prison, parole, discipline. Okay? I feel like this man knows this is where he's headed as well, okay? But he could be over there visiting somebody. Maybe someone's arrested based on the activity they've been involved in, okay? It makes it spicier, collective. All right, let's see one other thing. I feel like they're over there to hide their criminal ties, their criminal involvement. Maybe he's running away from being a criminal, or maybe he's a traveling criminal, okay? I think that's true, okay? All right, it could be this judge or someone connected with this judge. One day we're going to pull on certain ones that keep recurring in this deck, okay? All right, thank you. Bye, bye, bye. Okay, collective, let's go. Reflections, water drop number 2. What are you doing? Writer, right. I thought I saw waiter. Okay. Writer, it says. Weaver of tales. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm focusing on. Storyteller. I'm getting somebody's line, collective. Maybe this is the traveling liar if we put them all together, okay? But look, weaver of tales, storyteller, crafting, communication, polishing, okay? With these words, okay, writer is a wonderful thing, right? But look, with these words, this combination, I don't know why. Maybe because of the previous parts, okay? But I feel like someone's writing to cover something up. Okay, so I feel like there's another, criminal element. This could be talking about a collaboration, okay? We could be talking about a RICO situation, collective. That's all we talk about in the reads anyway, so they're probably out here, okay? So maybe there's someone in prison, there's someone traveling, okay? And there's someone writing. This could be a reporter, somebody writing to cover up the narrative, okay? Maybe we should get a bottom card on this one, but we'll see. Let's keep going. If I move that one over, I can see what's under it, okay? Someone's writing. This could be a diary or something. Maybe someone's fudging their diary too as a part of the plan, okay? Have investigators feeling like, ooh, we've got something, a special gem, and most of it's lies, right? I don't know, collective. I don't feel like this person, I don't know, collective. This could be a person who doesn't really write a lot. Or maybe not. I wish I could see what they're writing. I'm also getting like ledgers. So this could be like really the bookkeeper in a sense, okay? Because writing is involved in bookkeeping, right? If they're keeping track of all the money between these, I'm getting strong collaboration for some reason, collective, okay? But look, if they're keeping track of all the money in the records, right? And now you have someone in prison, right? Someone's possibly traveling to them, or somebody's just traveling to get away from the heat, right? And someone's in another location, possibly another country or something, writing, trying to polish things up. Or maybe they're writing to this person in prison, collective. I don't know. Or they're writing to someone. Maybe they're writing a letter. But I'm sure they wouldn't put too much in a letter. Maybe it would be coded. I feel like there's criminal activity going on, right? But maybe this person, no, this person's a part of it. Weaver of tales, storyteller, crafting, communication, polishing. They trying to clean it up, collective. Maybe this is this person if we put them together. They got to clean something up before they run away. I don't know. This could be a reporter, collective. Could be a reporter. I'm getting a shady reporter, though, okay? A reporter traveling to interview this person in prison or something, okay? Oh, let's see if we can. No, we can't cheat, collective. Let's go. Drop number 3 was a splash. Okay, the grumpy. I'm getting Old Saint Nick, collective. I am. Oh, and this we got the bookkeeper possibly, and the chef. These people are definitely a part of these reads that's been coming out here, okay? And the chef used to come out and different people read a lot, collective. I'm like, ooh, I'm trying to think, like, do I know a chef? But you know what? That's funny, too. I feel like my whole life has been staged, okay? But I knew a chef, like, way back in the day. Maybe when I was in my early 20s. At a health food store I would go to where they would make, like, wonderful cakes and stuff, right? I never really ate those too much, but he liked me, right? But he wasn't, he wasn't really my style, right? Oh, but he was a very nice person, and I was always very nice to him, right? And he was heavier set, right? And I didn't realize, I didn't understand. I said, I wonder how he's so heavier set when, with the health foods, but you can't get that way with health foods, collective. It just depends on different people's system, right? But I felt like he was a good guy. But who knows, these crazy people, they had people all around me, a part of the Truman Show, okay? Because I think I did mention Truman Show earlier, right? All right, we're almost done. All right, but it says chef, culinary maestro or maestro, cooking, culinary artistry, seasoning proficiency. Maybe this is the guy that poisons everybody's food, collective, or the targeted people, okay? This guy is grumpy. He doesn't have, this is a nasty energy, collective. That's what I get. It's the kind of energy, he might try to look like, you know, Santa Claus and trick everybody with that, okay? But look, it's the kind of person that you don't want around you. He just looks so unfulfilled in life. I see something there, collective. There's like somebody who's pouting but angry. Maybe it's something to do with getting what you want, okay? Maybe he don't feel like he can get what he wants, or somebody ain't giving what he wants, and now he's pondering. I think he might be pondering to do something to somebody's food, collective. Something about that guy. Something about their nose, collective. And I was talking about this guy's ears. Maybe that nose is the access point for him. No, collective. But something about those eyes, too. All right, let me look at him better. And that hat, I know this is a typical hat, but that hat is like the little, you know, like the little feet they put on the turkey. You ever see, you know what I'm talking about. Some people know what I'm talking about. When you have that turkey and something, I don't know why that would be there like that. There's some sort of hidden meaning in that, collective. Okay, but let's keep going. Maybe someone wears a hat like that. I'm getting something like the veil, the bride's veil with that as well, like the ruffly edges or something. Could be something about like an attic. There's something about a ceiling or something, collective. That's what I'm getting. Something with the upper room. It's something that looks like above his hat. Other than the word collective, okay? Okay, so there's something hidden. Or they're hiding something. Okay? This person might really be, I'm getting like a recluse. Like, they really don't like being around people, but they have to at some level based on the job, right? But as a chef, primarily, you don't have to deal with the people that you work with, right? Not too much, right? Primarily, you're dealing with the food, right? The tools and things like that. The elements of fire. Okay, but yeah, I just feel like this is a grumpy fellow. I feel like someone feels inadequate, okay? I feel like someone is hateful of other people's happiness and their success, okay? So maybe this is why he's become a criminal, I feel, collective. I feel like this is some sort of criminal syndicate. All of these people are connected, okay? And this person's important as a chef, okay? They don't take on positions, I feel, that aren't going to serve a purpose, right? They may bring in different people from different positions that they're unaware that they're being used, right? But I think more like bigger people have been coming out lately. So I feel like this chef is an important person. And this person may look like this, okay? But I feel like also this guy has a smell to him, just a smell of envy and hatred, okay? Whatever that smells like with him, okay? And with that seasoning, I feel like they try to cover it up, maybe with some gross smelling cologne or something, collective, okay? But there's something with, and I'm getting Krampus with this guy with that beard and that Christmassy, Santa Clausy look, okay? I'm getting hide your children, hide your plates from this one, collective. I don't know, collective. There's something's going on with the food, okay? All right, collective. I'm getting a criminal syndicate, but someone's definitely in jail, okay? Or prison. This is prison I'm getting. Maybe they're about to come out soon, okay? And they're trying to prepare a scenario out here. I don't know what this chef is about. Maybe collective, I don't know. This could be snakes turning on snakes too. Maybe they're going to try to poison this guy when he gets out. Collective, let's just take one more look under here. It's just something going on. Oh my Lord. These are the elite or something, collective. Okay, I don't like this guy. It says king, sovereign of realms, monarch, authority, rule, inheritance. This is some sort of secret criminal society, okay? All right, collective. If you like the video, like the video.